October will go down in history as the wettest on record for many parts of eastern Australia. Heavy rain, major flooding and severe storms combined to make for dangerous conditions across the country. Rhiannon Elston has this report.
From the outback to Tasmania, Australians shivered and sheltered their way through a month of extreme weather. First came record-breaking rain in Western Australia. Then a countrywide rain and storm event which kicked off a flood emergency across 4 states. A soaking for Sydney meant the city broke its all-time October rain record. And that was just the first week.
Quite extraordinary to see this amount of rain at this time of the year. So it's ended up being one of our wettest Octobers on record for the country as a whole, but particularly for New South Wales and surrounding regions is where it's been essentially the wettest.
The middle of the month brought torrential rain to the southeast and major river flooding for Victoria and northern Tasmania. In the weeks that followed, flood peaks crawled downstream, devastating more towns. An unfolding disaster through the northern inland. Residents in Shepparton and Echuca in despair as floodwaters swallowed their streets.
So we've had long-lasting floods, and they're going to continue for quite some time, particularly through the Murray and the Darling rivers themselves, where the flooding is the worst in decades.
And then came another particularly wet week. A string of severe storms sent floodwaters flowing yet again across New South Wales. Moree was among the hardest hit, battling through its worst flood in a decade. The good news is the wet weather is set to ease for now.
With the southwesterly winds coming through, they're drying out the air over the country. So for the next week or two, it looks like we're going to see near average rain, and in some places, particularly inland, we're looking at drier than usual weather before the rain starts to pick up again for the back end of November and into summertime.
The outlook for summer staying wet for much of the eastern seaboard. Rhiannon Elston, Sky News.